Bum, bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-ba-da-bum.
It's time. It's been a while, again.
It's been a long day without the journey awaken, and I'll tell you all about it on our next episode.
That was good. Okay, so a review. Spoiler alert. It's all spoilers. So
Everything.
if you haven't seen the movie by now, that's just sad. It's sad. I've seen it 4 times.
Yeah, this was my 5th time. So, the first time, and I know Joel will testify, Joel and I were sitting next to each other. The opening credits came upon the screen. Luke Skywalker has vanished. What? Incredible. So many goosebumps. And I literally, my first thing I thought when I left the movie was, this movie was 22 minutes long.
Oh, man. It went by so fast.
The pacing was so fast. There was so much going on, so many characters.
It was like, did they forget to finish making the movie?
So, from the first viewing, though, Joel, what did you think about the general storyline?
So, it was fun. Okay, just to start, it was a fun movie, and it had the feeling of Star Wars, which is so important. Okay, so if you're a Star Wars fan, hopefully, and you should have at least gotten that out of it.
Fun.
Okay, just to start with, it's fun. Okay, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies where, you know, if you're a film critic or if you're a huge fan, you can have issues. Okay, and I'm both, so I've trained myself to kind of like not overanalyze a movie on a first viewing and just enjoy it for what it is. In that sense, I had no issues. People really heavily compared it to A New Hope.
Somewhat fairly.
Yes, somewhat fairly. We had concerns about that, but it was done, in my opinion, in such a way that it kind of, you know, brought you to the original film, but still maintained a different enough story because the characters were still unique of themselves. Like, it's the first time we've really ever followed the story of a stormtrooper, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially in a movie.
Which is the first time we've ever seen real stormtroopers without masks, without their helmets on. One of the interesting things I'll say just from the outset that I thought was interesting is the First Order is very different in several ways from the Empire. I think one thing that's interesting is Hux's ability to challenge Kylo Ren.
Right.
It's something, you know, Vader would kind of just, you know, he's in there with Tarkin and just force choking up all the people.
Yeah.
And Hux is like, careful, Ren, you'll get in trouble from Pop.
Vader would have been like, shut your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you choked him, and then
it would be like Darth L. Jackson.
Yeah.
And if you've seen it, you know. But as far as characters, let's start out with one of the first characters. Well, I guess he is the first character we see, which is Poe Dameron, played by Oscar Isaac. What were your impressions of Poe?
Well, so to start out with, really like Oscar Isaac, and really anything I've seen him in. He definitely had that, like, let's have a fun Star Wars adventure, like, personality. Like, he did a good character. The only difficult thing was he's kind of a side note, in a sense. You don't get to really know him that well.
Right. Poe Dameron for this movie equals fun, exciting moments. Finn, also known as FN2187, who is named by none other than Poe Dameron himself.
Yes.
I thought Finn was one of the most original characters in the history of Star Wars. His whole backstory, like Joel mentioned, he's a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
He explains to us where stormtroopers, at least in the First Order, come from, snatched out from his family. He's kind of conflicted. And anyways, I really enjoyed his plot, and I think that he was responsible, at least indirectly, for like 80 or 90% of the funniest moments in the movie.
Yeah, he has, I feel like what's cool about Finn's character is he has kind of a mishmash of like multiple characters that we've previously seen in Star Wars. He's got kind of like a solo flair to him. Not Luke so much in the Jedi sense, but like wanting, I don't know how to explain it. It's hard because Luke wanted to go on adventures. Finn kind of wants to get away from that.
Yeah.
But there's like the I want to save my friends sort of mentality that I think he kind of shares with Luke.
And there is an interesting theory about Finn, but you're going to have to wait till a later
on our next episode.
We're going to have an entire episode.
You're going to love it. Your minds are going to be blown.
Han and Leia, we had brought up in an earlier episode, what's the status of their relationship? Well, we
Yeah.
got all those juicy deets. Obviously, a lot of trouble in the
Yeah.
relationship. Very tumultuous. Similar to what we saw in the expanded universe. Kind of left each other to process their son being a murderous, dark side wielding psychopath who idolizes Darth Vader. I feel like that would cause problems in any marriage.
Yes, it would.
Snoke.
Snoke. Okay. Look, let me start out here. I was concerned. Just like we had heard just so many rumors about who Snoke is, what he looks like. We knew Andy Serkis played him. Didn't know anything. And then the movie starts, and I'm like, when are we going to... And then it's just like, all of a sudden, this scene starts happening, and we see Snoke, and I'm like, wait, we see him now? I was like, okay. So I'm like really zoning in. And again, hopefully you've seen the movie, because, big spoiler, we're looking at the screen, and he's a giant. And I'm like...
He's like...
I'm watching this,
50
and I'm
feet
like...
tall.
So many things are going through my mind right now. I'm like, do I have to hate Star Wars now? No, surely I don't. Wait, is that Snoke? Is he real? Is this a dream? He's a giant. Am I okay with this? I didn't know.
I was not going to be okay with it because I was like, he literally could just squash them like bugs.
Yeah, I'm like, and he's a dark side user? Like, but then we see that it's a hologram, so we still don't know how big he actually is. He could be tiny. He could be tall. I don't know. But at least he's not a freaking giant. That was
and basically,
weird at first. Well played, though. Like, tricking us.
We know about as much about Supreme Leader Snoke as we do IG-88.
Yeah, as we did before we watched the movie.
Like,
we don't.
Yeah.
We still don't.
In
know
fact,
that.
I feel like I know less now
Yeah.
that I've seen them. Like, I feel like I had ideas in my mind of who he could be. But we do know, in all seriousness, we know that he seduced Kylo Ren somehow. How is he in contact with Kylo Ren? Was he a Jedi?
Right? Did he
at
know
some point? Did he know Luke? Right?
Yeah,
was
exactly.
he friends
Did
with
he know
Luke?
Luke? 'Cause,
Was
like,
he at the academy where the
he was
Jedi were being trained?
He was training, like, so, Kylo Ren was training with Luke, but somehow got seduced by Snoke. So it's like, how does he? We still don't know how he came
Gets
into
there.
play.
Kylo Ren was a very interesting villain. Definitely as we were remarking earlier, definitely a rageaholic, but in a different way from Darth Vader. This is a rather pedantic point, but I like what they did with his voice.
Yes. No, I'm a
It
big
was
fan.
kind of reminded me of Bane from the Dark Knight trilogy. That first line, when he starts talking to Poe Dameron, I just love the whole interplay between them.
Yeah, it's got this very subdued kind of like, I can't tell what he's exactly thinking or feeling right now. But it's not like monotone. You know what I mean? It's like, this is so boring to listen to him, but it's like, I don't know what he's about to do right now.
Yeah,
That's kind of how his voice
yeah,
is.
and it's convenient that they hit his facial expressions.
Yeah.
You can't really see what he's going through. But later on, I'll go ahead and skip to the point when Han and Kylo Ren have their exchange on the bridge. That to me is one of the deepest emotional moments of the movie, if not the most.
Yeah, Adam Driver, let's just get on him for a second. He did great. Really, everybody did great, but for someone who had to wear a mask quite a bit, and like then you do get to see his face. Like when you see his face, I mean, he makes up for the time when you don't. Like you see it in his eyes, you hear it in his voice, and he's just so zoned into the characters.
I am being torn apart.
He knows like every Kylo Ren line. It's amazing.
Yeah, Kylo Ren. We'll do a separate episode of me just being Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Ben Solo, as he was once known.
I mean, if you read books, he's Jason Solo.
Right. For those who are in the know, clearly there's at least some illusion. If not, they are blind.
And if you have no idea what we're talking about, don't worry about it. He's Ben Solo. It's great for people like us. We're huge fans. It's like JJ didn't forget about us.
Yeah.
There was some.
There was
we're
some
gonna do our own
acknowledgement,
things.
yeah.
We're not gonna worry about the expanded universe. But they're like, we love you guys. We're gonna make some correlations.
Here's some homages. Captain Phasma.
Captain Phasma, let me just help you, is pointless.
Yeah. This is a difficult one because literally I want to know...
Cool armor, but...
I want to know how much merchandise of Captain Phasma has sold. Probably a ton because she looks incredible. And
she literally has like 4, maybe 5 lines.
Maybe 5 lines, yeah.
Maybe.
And again, when we see her, like basically, she exists so that we can laugh at Finn and Han throwing her, wanting to throw her in a trash compactor because literally she got surprised in a corridor. Like, anyway, so Gwendolyn Christie, like, I don't know if she gave a good performance. Yeah, I feel for her. And I wonder if there was more scenes that were cut. I don't know.
And that's a point where we said that maybe they cut a lot. Possible. Talking to everybody right now at Lucasfilm and Disney, we will watch a 2.5 to 5 hour Star Wars movie. So if you want to make a longer movie, go for it.
Right, and Maz is vital to the story. What
Maz
she
is Yoda's
brings,
wife. They're both short, you know.
But Maz provides humor, and she honestly is responsible for filling in a lot of story gaps.
I hate Maz partially for the one fact, and we discussed this in a previous episode, of like, I really want them to explain, you know, how, like, Anakin and Luke's lightsabers coming into play. She specifically points out that there's a story and says, we're going to talk about it later. And I was like, no, but she's very interesting. And I like her little goggle things.
Yeah, the more important thing is Rey.
Yes.
Spanish word for king. That means absolutely nothing. But Rey is far and away the best character in the entire film. She is the center, she is the story, and I cannot say enough good things about Daisy Ridley.
Yeah, Daisy Ridley, first movie, and she, like, knocked it out of the park.
Incredible. Like,
also, one thing I like about Rey's character in general, and I was thinking about this when we watched the film today, is she has this kind of, like, playfulness that's, like, she's like a kid, but she's a scavenger, right? So she has to, like, fight for herself and forage and live on this harsh desert world of Jakku, but somehow she's like this little kid who's, like, waiting for her family and waiting,
she's still
waiting for the next
She's
adventure.
still kind of white behind the ears, if you will.
Basically, what I like about her character, again, having that kind of innocence yet being tough, is, like, that's so great for kids. Like, that's like, she embodies Star Wars for kids.
And she was very, again, just Daisy Ridley's performance was fantastic. There was some pretty deep emotional moments when she's over the body of Finn, and she's just like that shot we saw so famous from the trailer, which Joel and I were convinced was Chewbacca. Yeah. But that's a story for another time.
It's a good one.
It's a good story because literally, like, we walked into the theater and Joel and I looked at each other. We're like, all right, you ready for Chewbacca to die?
Mm-hmm. So, Favorite moments.
Cool.
I think I'm about to say the same thing he is. I don't know how we can maybe say this at the same time. So Finn is battling Kylo Ren, and he gets cut up the back.
He gets
and
owned.
The lightsaber goes flying off to the side. Kylo's like, give me that saber, right? And he's trying to force pull it in like this. And then all of a sudden, just past his face.
And then she catches the lightsaber.
Dude,
and
Rey
the Force theme comes on the cello.
And it's just also the way she catches it. It's like, boom! It's like...
And then she just holds it. I love it. She just holds it out.
And then she's like, okay, now it's time to be amazing.
Yeah.
She doesn't like put it in her pouch and run away. It's like, let's fight. And you're like...
She's like, it's time to roll.
Yes. And she's amazing.
She's really good.
Another comment on Rey, she could be the most powerful Force user in the history of the Star Wars movies. We don't know yet for sure. But she's
no matter what, listen to me and watch the movement of my mouth. She is not Anakin Skywalker. And if you hear anyone say that, report them to the police.
Yes.
Immediately, because they have serious mental problems.
You have the legal right to tackle them into the ground.
I don't feel safe among those people because, like, what else do they like? So, moving forward, thoughts for the future. Episode 8, what could we possibly see?
Here's some, I think, no-brainers, if you will. Rey is going to be trained by Luke in some sense. Whether he wants to train her or not, it's going to happen.
There might be a kind of argument between them.
Right, but I mean, that's essential to her character. Like, she's got to be trained. This isn't so much a prediction as it is kind of a hope. I hope they kind of talk more about the First Order and the Resistance and what they really are, / what the heck are they fighting for now? Like, the New Republic has been destroyed, apparently.
And which was not the Resistance.
Right. So there's a difference there.
Right.
You got to catch that.
Very confusing. But 2 words for Episode 8, Rian Johnson. Lando Calrissian.
Yes, please. Give me some Billy D.
He is still alive. He was in Star Wars Rebels just recently.
Why wouldn't you want
reprising his character?
Lando
He's obviously willing to do it. And
Harvey Dent.
Yeah, let's Let's
just
make that happen.
He's a powerhouse of awesome.
So, guys, as we keep moving forward, stay tuned. Obviously, Star Wars is not going away anytime soon.
We've got some great theories that will intertwine with things that have already happened in 7 and could shape the future of the next episodes. They're crazy, but you're going to love it. It's going to be fun.
The journey awakens. Stay tuned.
Cut. Marker.